How the Phantom Thief outsmarted the FBI. Imagine a thief so cunning, so impossibly slick, they slip into the world's most impenetrable vaults, banks with steel hearts, museums guarded like fortresses, penthouses perched in the clouds, and plunder their treasures without a trace. They vanish like smoke, leaving nothing but a single, mocking clue to taunt their pursuers. The FBI, with all its resources, its brilliant minds, its relentless hounds, can't lay a finger on them. The world watches, breathless, as their legend grows, a shadow that dances just out of reach. Welcome to the Phantom Thief, the criminal who outsmarted the FBI, a story not just of heists, but of a mastermind who turned crime into high art. Picture daring break-ins that defy logic, cryptic messages that twist the knife, and a cat-and-mouse chase that spans decades, continents, and the very limits of human ingenuity. This isn't just a tale of theft, it's a game where the bad guy's winning, and they know it. So lock your doors, dim the lights, and step into the shadows with us. We're diving deep into the world of the Phantom Thief, and it's going to be one hell of a slick ride. It's March 12, 1998, in Chicago, a night so cold the wind off Lake Michigan feels like a blade slicing through the city's concrete canyons. The First National Bank stands like a monolith downtown, its vault a marvel of modern security, 6-inch steel walls, laser grids that hum with menace, guards armed to the teeth with itchy trigger fingers. At precisely 2:47 a.m., the silence shatters. Alarms scream, red lights pulse, and the guards scramble, their boots pounding marble floors. They reach the vault, expecting chaos, shattered locks, a firefight, anything. Instead, they find nothing. Nothing but absence. $3 million in crisp, untraceable cash, gone. No signs of forced entry, no scratches on the locks, no grainy figures in the security footage. Just a single, deliberate clue left on the vault's cold floor, a black feather, its quill dipped in shimmering silver ink, with words scrawled in elegant cursive, "Catch me if you can." The FBI descends on the scene by dawn, their black SUVs clogging the streets. Leading the charge is Agent Dan Carver, Dan to his team, a 33-year-old with a jaw sharp enough to cut glass and a bloodstream that runs on black coffee and stubbornness. He kneels by the feather, gloved hands bagging it, his green eyes narrowing. "This guy's a ghost," he mutters to himself, already sensing this isn't a one-off. The Chicago field office buzzes with theories, but no answers. The press catches wind, and by noon, headlines scream about the Phantom Thief, a name that sticks like glue. Dan's tasked with catching this ghost, and he feels the weight of it already, a stone in his gut. The heists don't stop, they escalate, each one bolder, more infuriating than the last. July 1999, New York City, the Metropolitan Museum of Art. A Monet painting, Water Lilies, worth millions, vanishes from a high-security wing. No alarms tripped, no guards alerted. Just a blank wall where the canvas once hung, and on the floor, another black feather, silver ink gleaming, too slow. April 2001, Los Angeles, the Diamond District. $5 million in flawless gems disappear from a jeweler's safe, the kind of lock that takes a master to crack. The guard swears he was at his post all night, saw nothing, heard nothing, yet there's a feather pinned to his tie, words mocking, "Look closer." Each job is flawless, surgical. Cameras glitch at just the right moment, guards blink and miss the impossible, and the loot evaporates into the ether. The Phantom Thief doesn't just steal, they perform, and the world is their stage. Dan builds a task force, small but sharp. There's Lila Chen, 29, a wiry tech prodigy who can make computers sing or scream, her fingers dancing over keyboards like a pianist. Then there's Mike Russo, 42, a gruff ex-cop with a boxer's build and a smoker's rasp, who trusts his gut over gadgets. Together, they chase shadows. Dan's office becomes a war room, maps pinned with red string, feathers sealed in evidence bags, coffee cups piling up like casualties. He builds a profile. The Phantom is meticulous, theatrical, addicted to the game. They're not just stealing, Dan tells his team, holding up a feather. They're taunting us. This is personal. Lila nods, her eyes on her laptop, already hunting patterns. Mike snorts, leaning back in his chair. Or they're just a prick with too much time. By 2005, the Phantom Thief is a myth, a specter haunting the FBI's nightmares. 7 heists, $27 million in stolen goods, and not a single solid lead. Dan's obsession grows, his marriage fraying, his sleep a distant memory. Lila, ever the analyst, spots a pattern in the chaos. The heists align with celestial events, equinoxes or solstices, when the Earth tilts just so. It's their rhythm, she says, pointing to a chart of dates and star maps. They're following the sky. Mike rolls his eyes. Or they're screwing with us, and you're buying it. Dan stays quiet, staring at the latest feather, its message simple, good luck. Then, a break, small, but real. September 2005, Miami, a penthouse safe belonging to a hedge fund tycoon is emptied, $4 million in bearer bonds gone. The feather lies beside a chess piece, a black knight, carved from ebony. Dan slams his fist on the table, the knight toppling. They're playing us like a damn board, he says, voice low, dangerous. The game is on, and the Phantom's moves are only getting sharper. The Phantom Thief doesn't just adapt, they evolve, each heist a new verse in their criminal symphony. It's 2008, Las Vegas, the heart of greed and glitter. The Bellagio's high-stakes vault, stuffed with $10 million in cash and chips, is hit during a citywide power outage that lasts exactly 9 minutes. When the lights flicker back, the vault's empty, the guards dazed, and a feather rests atop a slot machine in the casino floor, silver ink spelling out, jackpot. Lila dives into the tech, her screens glowing with code. She traces the outage to a custom malware, a digital scalpel so precise it's untraceable, its origins a black hole. They're not just a thief, she says, pushing her glasses up. They're a tech savant, coding circles around us. Dan nods, but his jaw tightens. The FBI brass piles on pressure, their budget for the task force ballooning, their patience thinning. The public's fascination grows, too, forums buzz with theories, t-shirts with black feathers pop up, and late-night hosts joke about the FBI chasing a ghost. Dan refines the profile. The Phantom is likely solo, mid-30s, a polymath with expertise in locks, coding, disguise, maybe even acrobatics. They're not just smart, they're disciplined, every move calculated to the millimeter. Mike, ever the pragmatist, pushes for a trap. In 2010, Dallas, they set up a bait vault, stocked with marked bonds traceable by satellite. The FBI waits, holding their breath, agents in vans, drones humming overhead. The Phantom bites, hard. The bonds vanish, the vault's pristine, and a feather lies inside, its message a gut punch, nice try. Weeks later, the marked bonds resurface, donated to a children's hospital in unmarked duffels, untouched by dye packs or trackers. The press eats it up, Robin Hood with a feather. Dan's team is humiliated, and the Phantom's legend grows heavier, a shadow that looms over every briefing. For Dan, it's personal, a wound that festers. His father was a beat cop, gunned down chasing a burglar when Dan was a kid. Failure isn't just a word, it's a betrayal of his dad's memory. He digs into the feathers, analyzing every detail. The quills are custom, handcrafted, sourced from rare birds, macaws, maybe, or something exotic. The silver ink is a bespoke mix, metallic and reflective, no commercial match. No fingerprints, no DNA, just perfection. A 2012 heist in Boston, at the Museum of Fine Arts, yields a new clue: a jade idol, priceless, vanishes from a locked case. A single hair is found near the feather, black, synthetic, part of a wig. They're a chameleon, Lila says, her voice tinged with awe. Every heist, a new face. The taunts evolve, too. In 2015, Denver, a tech CEO's safe is cracked, $8 million in cryptocurrency drives gone. The Feather's message is one word: checkmate. Dan slams his fist into a filing cabinet, the dent a permanent reminder. They're laughing at us, he growls, and his team feels it. The Phantom's not just winning, they're gloating. A witness finally surfaces in 2017, San Francisco, a high-end gallery hit for a collection of rare manuscripts. A guard, shaken but certain, swears he saw a figure, slim, masked, moving like liquid through the shadows. They dropped a feather, paused, and looked right at him before vanishing. The message: better luck next time. The sketch is useless: hood, gloves, no features, but the guard's description sticks with Dan, that fluid grace, like a dancer or a gymnast. Lila pulls camera footage, spotting anomalies, static flickers in the seconds before each heist, no evidence of hacking. They're using tech we don't even understand, she warns, her voice tight. Dan maps the strikes: coastal cities, wealth hubs, always a feather, always a taunt. The Phantom's haul climbs past $60 million, and the FBI's reputation takes hit after hit. The Theif isn't just a criminal, they're a cultural force, a middle finger to authority, and the world can't stop watching. The world changes, but the Phantom thrives. It's 2020, and the pandemic cloaks the globe in masks and fear. For most, it's chaos; for the Phantom, it's opportunity. March equinox, Washington, D.C., the National Archives. Rare stamps, worth $4 million, vanish from a sealed display. The feather lies on a replica of the Constitution, silver ink bold: freedom's mine. The city's locked down, but the Phantom moves like a specter, unseen, untouchable. Lila's AI, a custom-built beast she calls Hound, flags something new: a voice, distorted but deliberate, captured on a payphone near the heist site. The words are chilling: "You're close, Carver." Dan freezes, the recording looping in his headphones. It's the first time the Phantom's acknowledged him by name, and it feels like a knife between his ribs. "They know me," he says, voice hollow. Mike claps his shoulder, but his eyes are grim. "They're in your head, kid." The chase intensifies, the team stretched thin. Mike follows a lead on the feathers: custom quills, possibly from a New Orleans artisan who specializes in rare bird feathers. They fly down, hope flickering, but the shop's a dead end. The artisan's retired, the buyer paid cash, no records, no face. A feather lies in the shop's dust, mocking: "Keep digging." Dan's haggard, his stubble graying, his wedding ring long gone. Lila's relentless, her AI chewing through data, bank records, flight manifests, anything. She finds a pattern in the silver ink: trace elements suggest a lab-grade compound, possibly European. The big one hits in 2022, Seattle, a private vault owned by Jeff Bezos, one of the richest men alive. $20 million in rare art, Picassos, Warhols, gone from a bunker-like safe. The feather rests on a Picasso canvas, its message poetic: art's fleeting. Lila, burning the midnight oil, cracks a cipher hidden in the silver ink's chemical signature, coordinates pointing to Miami, June solstice, 2023. Dan smells blood. He mobilizes the FBI's full might: agents swarm a Miami bank, drones patrol the skies, laser traps hum in the vault. June 20th, 11:58 p.m., the team holds its breath, Dan's pulse hammering. Then, alarms blare. The vault's hit: $15 million gone, feather inside, fooled you. It's a gut punch. The vault was a decoy, the real loot, a private safe a block away, was emptied clean. Dan punches a wall, knuckles bleeding. "They knew," he says, voice raw. "They always know." A break comes. Fragile but real. Grainy 2023 footage from Miami catches a shadow dropping the feather. For a split second, their glove slips, a tattoo peeks out, a crescent moon on a slender wrist. Lila cross-references it, her fingers flying. The tattoo links to a 1990s thief, the Lunar Fox, a woman who vanished after parole in '97. Mentor? Mike asks, lighting a cigarette. Dan's eyes narrow. Or the Phantom. The tattoo's rare, inked by a single artist in Macau, a master of black market ink. They fly out, hope flaring. But the shop's a charred ruin, burned weeks ago. In the ashes, a feather, warm. Dan's hands shake as he holds it. The Phantom's toying with them, pushing him to the edge, and the game's reaching its peak. It's 2025, and the March equinox looms like a storm cloud. Dan's a husk, bags under his eyes, voice gravelly, his team fraying at the seams. Lila, fueled by energy drinks, predicts the next hit: New York, Wall Street, a vault packed with $30 million in gold bullion. The FBI locks it down, agents in riot gear, cameras on every angle, laser grids crisscrossing the vault. Dan stands in the command van, staring at monitors, his breath shallow. This is it, he tells Mike, who just grunts, unconvinced. Night falls, the city humming with tension. Hours pass, midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. The alarms stay silent. The gold's untouched. Dan's gut twists. Something's wrong. Then, at 3:00 a.m., Times Square explodes, not with bombs, but with light. Every hollow billboard in the square, dozens of stories tall, flashes the same message: "Thanks for playing, Carver." A digital feather flutters across the screens, silver ink glowing, then fades to black. On the ground, a real feather drifts down, landing in the neon glow. No heist, no theft, just pure, public humiliation. The FBI's a laughingstock, headlines screaming by dawn: Phantom thief mocks feds in Times Square stunt. Mike leans back, exhaling smoke. They're done, he says, almost relieved. Dan stares at the feather, his face a mask. Or they're ahead of us again. Days later, a package arrives at Dan's desk, unmarked, no postmark. Inside, a feather, a note, and a key. The note's handwriting is unmistakable, silver ink on black paper: retired. Enjoy the chase. The key unlocks a locker in Chicago, a block from First National Bank, the site of the '98 heist. Inside, Dan finds it, the $3 million in cash, the Phantom's first score, stacked neatly, untouched, a feather on top: checkmate. The Phantom's gone, their $100 million career a perfect run, no handcuffs, no cell. Dan stands in the locker's dim light, the cash a monument to his failure. He quits the FBI that week, tossing his badge on the desk. They won, he tells Lila, his voice flat. She doesn't argue. The case stays open, a wound that never heals, and the Phantom's legend is sealed, untouchable, eternal. Time moves on, relentless. By 2028, the heists have stopped, the feathers fading into folklore. Dan's a private investigator now, taking small cases, his fire gone. Lila's in Silicon Valley, building AI for a tech giant, her days of chasing ghosts behind her. Mike's retired, fishing in Florida, his stories of the Phantom half believed at the bar. The world spins, but the thief's shadow lingers. Rumors drift, a slim figure in a Macau bar, sipping gin, a crescent moon tattoo flashing under a sleeve. No one's sure. The Phantom's free, their loot hidden in some untraceable vault, the FBI a punchline in their story. The game's over, or maybe just paused, waiting for the next player bold enough to step into the shadows. And there you have it, the tale of the Phantom thief, the crook who turned crime into an art form and outsmarted the FBI at every turn. $100 million, decades of heists, and not a single misstep. They didn't just steal, they rewrote the rules, leaving the world's best chasing their shadow. What do you think? Did the Phantom really retire, or are they out there, planning one last score? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below, we're reading every one. If this story hooked you, smash that like button, share it with your crew, and subscribe for more true crime sagas that'll keep you up at night. Next time, we're diving into a heist so big it sank a casino empire. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Until then, keep your valuables close and your eyes sharp. Catch you in the vault.